This process guide is all about making a sale at the Scugog Art Space. So we have as our point of sale system, the Square system. You can see that there's a terminal that faces you as the sales staff, and then there's also this side of the terminal that faces the customer. So there's those two parts. The third part is a receipt printer, and the fourth part is a cash drawer that has a float in it. We make all of you enter everything on this side. The customer can see that side. Use Square for all transactions. We leave it always plugged in and on. It will go to sleep after 5 minutes. You just tap the screen and it will wake up. Or if someone has turned it off, the on-off switch is down here along the bottom, and you can just press that. It's on the bottom of the main display terminal. You can see that when you're in the main screen here, we are in checkout, and it will say charge 0 at the bottom, and it's in checkout mode. If it's not in checkout mode because someone's gone and done something different and they're not in the library in checkout mode, just press checkout mode and it will lead you back here. To enter sales, we start in the library mode, and underneath the library button, you will see that there are all these categories. Here they are, green categories. They're alphabetical. Every single artist is a category. Here's one, David Klubine, Deanie Page, but also sometimes there are a few other categories that have more than one artist. So the Bedabin Gallery has more than one artist. And everything's there. And there's the fundraising category. It's got a mix of items. And everything else is in a category. The artist is a category. Now I'm going to just use, first of all, Lori Korkala as an example. We just scroll down. We're going to sell a Lori Korkala piece, and we just touch on Lori's name, and we can see in alphabetical order the names of all of her paintings with a visual and the price point. I'm going to go on the back button and show you in Kirsty Nare's case. You can see that Kirsty has her items all numbered, and that has made it easier in her example to find things. So they're all numbered. So it's either in numerical order or it's in alphabetical order, depending on the artist. So we could use Lori Korkala as an example and say that we've sold Autumn Shore by Lori Korkala, and just touch on it and you will see that it lists it up here and shows the charge total is $240. If I want to add one more item, and it's not a Lori Korkala item, I can go back and I can add one of the Kirsty Nare items. Let's say this person also bought a blank card. So there it is, a blank card by Kirsty Nare. Now, if I want to add a discount, for example, staff, or Boxing Week, we have discounts. We can add discount by touching add discount and enter the staff discount. That's for everybody that we call staff. So that's the key volunteers, like all of our resident artists, and they get a staff discount of 10%. We just touch on it and it takes 10% off the entire purchase. Okay, so if you need to delete an item, all you have to do is swipe it left and it will automatically delete it. Now, if you had accidentally added a discount or the wrong discount, we just have to touch on it and delete it there and save it, and the discount has now disappeared. So we have the right painting, we have the card, and now we know that we can charge it. And this just means basically that we're going to now try to ring this in. Now, what if the person while they're standing there says, oh, I want more of these cards? We can go back, we can go to Kirsty Nare, Whoops. Here she is. And we can add more cards. And this applies in a few circumstances. Sometimes people will come in and they'll buy 3 or 4 cards at a time. We just add them. There's number 2, there's number 3, and you can see it shows up here 3 cards. So here we are with our sale, all entered correctly with the painting that we're selling, the 3 cards that we're selling, and we're going to press charge $270. You will see that the very top tells us the amount, and the most common way that people pay for something is a credit card or a debit card. They can tap, they can insert it, or they can swipe it to pay. These are all options that are on the customer terminal on the other side. The other thing that people can do is pay cash. You can see with the cash option that the terminal's already giving you $270, as if the customer puts $270 on the counter, there you know. Possibly the customer's got $280 all in $20 bills. This, if we enter one of these, it will automatically open the cash drawer for you to put the money in. If the customer is, for example, giving you 3 $100 bills, so $300, you touch custom and you can enter $300. It will tell you how much change to make, and again, the cash drawer will automatically open. We don't do manual credit card entry in this example. That tends to be a special purchase done very rarely. But we do take gift cards. You press the gift card symbol, and the customer who has a previously purchased Scugog Arts gift card will be able to swipe it on the customer terminal side to enter it. If they still owe money after that, it will come back. So for example, if they have a $200 gift card, it will come back and ask us to make the payment of the balance of $70, and the same options are there to tap, insert, or swipe to pay. And custom amount, if it's cash, let's say they have to pay $70, it'll show up here, and that will finish up the transaction. Word of warning, do not take payments if Square says it is offline. If it's offline, it will have a red band up here and it will say that it is offline. Don't let it tell you that you can take a payment and that it'll go through later. We just don't trust it. So what you want to do, if it says that it is offline, is we want you to turn off the terminal and reboot it. So you go to the on-off switch that's down here underneath. You turn off the terminal. We ask that you unplug the terminal, so you take it completely out of getting electricity, and let it sit for 2 minutes, a full 2 minutes. Then plug it back in and then turn it back on. It takes a little bit to reboot itself and bring itself back up, and that should bring it back online. Okay, typically we do not offer refunds, except in some extreme circumstances. But maybe you have to make a refund. Perhaps you charged somebody the wrong amount or something happened. So what we do is we go down here to the bottom. You can see where it says transactions. Touch on transactions and it will show you the most recent transactions. Now let's say it was, you can see them over here. The stickers that were bought earlier, there's a bunch of symposium, but let's say for some reason, you know, this person wanted a refund of her ticket. She couldn't make it. Or somebody has brought you in, I'm trying to find one, where we'd sold green carnations and they had decided to come back in and buy a bigger painting. So what we're going to do is you can search for the receipt of something that has been sold. And I'll just touch on it here. And here's the receipt. And you can see right here it says issue refund. It's also a good place to where you can issue another receipt in case they had lost a receipt and wanted a copy of it. But that's where you would issue a refund. It will issue the refund to the debit credit card that was charged, or it will tell you that it was a cash purchase and you can do a cash refund. Sometimes customers need a receipt and they've lost their receipt. You can go to transactions. You can see something that somebody's bought, and let's say that they want to go back to this painting that they bought, and you can, in the transactions, we can now issue a new receipt. So we've entered the sale, and on the other side you can see what the customer can see. So the customer can see that they've got 3 cards, that they've got Autumn Shore by Lori Korkala, and now on my side I press the charge button, and you can see on their side that it tells them that they can tap, insert, or swipe to pay. So tapping is up here, inserting slot is here, and the little slot that they would use if their MagStripe is their way they use it, it will go in here. These are our Scugog Arts gift cards. And if you go to sell one, we customize the amount on the card. So you pull a card out for a customer, and behind in this little stand is the start here, it's easy. And it's easy peasy to load a gift card. Just follow the instructions that are here in the little guide, and there's some lovely little envelopes to put in behind, so you can give people an envelope to go with their gift card. They probably want to know the amount when they give it the gift card so that people don't have to come in and ask and know what it is. So now it's time to wrap up the purchase. You make sure you've processed the sale before you wrap it up. And we've got down here tissue paper so that we can wrap up fragile items. We have small bubble bags in here, large bubble bags here, small brown bags, large brown bags, and the closet in the back of the space is full of big boxes and big rolls of brown paper for wrapping. We have ribbons and we have tape in here for wrapping things up so that they all look nice. There's one last step if a customer is purchasing something from one of our monthly exhibitions. We ask with monthly exhibitions that people leave the work here for the duration. So we've made the sale, we've entered it into the Square system, but we're asking them to leave it. So we have a 3-part receipt form for them. This allows us to fill it in with the name of the customer, the date of the sale, and we want some contact information. So in the case of them leaving a piece of artwork, we ask, would you like us to text you a reminder about pickup? And we get their phone number and we write text beside it. We definitely write the name, the artist's name, and the item they've purchased and the price. We would also check off that they are remaining for pickup and what's the pickup information. So you fill in your name when you've sold it, and you fill in the pickup date that they are to come for it, which is usually the Tuesday at the end of the after the end of the show. If they can't make it, you will see, for instance, this customer I've entered that she can come in the prior Saturday or Sunday to pick up her piece. And I've checked off that she's paid and that it's been paid by credit card. The other use for these 3-part receipts is in the case of somebody coming in and wanting to make a donation, and if they require a tax receipt. Some people like to just give us a cash donation, which is wonderful. And so we need their full name and address, everything there with the date and the amount, and that they want a tax receipt. so that we can provide them with an official charitable tax receipt.